Welcome back to the Sound for More channel. Today I have the pleasure to introduce you to Harmonizer by Aras. Before I continue, I would like to remind my viewers to subscribe as it helps with growing the channel. Thank you very much. Additionally, if you would like to participate in the giveaway, please do follow the instructions contained in the video description. Thank you again. So, what is Harmonizer? It's a MIDI generator. It's an harmonic MIDI generator, and the name comes because it can produce harmony. You can see the interface here. So nice coloring. You can see controls at the top and then a keyboard at the bottom, which changes in terms of position depending on the size of the window. It can do a number of things. It can record and play a progression of notes, which you can use as an input. It can quantize to a scale. You can say that you can choose the root in the scale here. It can create harmony. You can see the selection here of up to 4 voices. And each voice can also have an arpeggiator associated with it. And then underneath you have the choices of the arpeggiator on the melody, so you can create interesting melody using it. Okay, before we continue with the explanation, I produced a simple bit using a number of plugins inside AUM, and let's see what it sounds like. Okay, let's start with a little bit explaining what it does. I should have said also that this is a plugin produced by the same developer of Vault Synth, so I recommend that you also check that one as well. So as you can see, Harmonizer is here as a MIDI processor. Now, it has as an input here chord buds, so there are 4 chords which I have established as a chord progression. Nothing really amazing, it's just playing chords and sending those chords inside Harmonizer. You see a lot of different inputs, which I will explain in upcoming tutorials, okay? And you can see that there is the link here. Then what's happening is that each instance here, we have 4 instances of Bliss Alpha, which I definitely recommend as a synth, is driven by an output of Harmonizer. So you can see here, there you are, voice 1, voice 2, voice 3, and voice 4. And the only thing that is not driven by Harmonizer is Digistick 2, which of course I have added to make the beat sound a little bit better. So if you really wanted to hear what Harmonizer is driving, just mute the drum track, and here it is. Okay, then additionally, as you can see, I have added a little bit of effects like ringatone here and here as well. And then I have added a soft limiter, okay, from upper G, okay, just to control the sounds. Indeed, just to give you a bit of a sample, if I try this first track here. Quite different, particularly this one for the main melody. So without the ringatone. So quite a transformation, okay? So, and here what I've done. So on the first voice, which is the output, is going, I've selected a position for that voice, an octave above, and I have enabled an arpeggiator. And I've selected random here. I have made it to repeat once, and also set variation to 2. And that is this little melody that you hear here. mute the solo days and mute the rest. Okay, next I have another voice, a second voice here. The arpeggiator is off, is lower of an octave, and this is driving this bass here, this bass sequence. Okay, perfect. Then the next one is really driving this pad. Again, an octave above, but up to your choice, no arpeggiator octave. And finally, we have this fourth track here, which is driven by this voice here, one octave below with the arpeggiator on. So you don't need to use chord pad, of course. You can just attach your, or connect, I should say, your MIDI controller and playing some chords. It works perfectly well like that. Or you can record a progression here of notes, which you can use as an input. Or what you can also do, you can go on play here and play some chords here. In this mode, you actually just send the MIDI notes to the rest of the plugin. You can also transpose here. You can see a lot of different options. The scale here is just to show the notes which are active on the scale. You can browse presets here, which is really great. So click up here and you have a number of presets. Click again here to exit there. You have access to a really good help. Here is where you can set your progression, you can record it, clear it, you set the rate as well. Here is where you set your root and the scale, and you can mute it, of course, and you can activate the arpeggiator against it. Then, as I explained here, you have a harmony section, 4 different voices. You can mute each one individually. You can activate the arpeggiator for each one individually. And then underneath here, you have a melody section. You can set the rate, the mode. You have a lot of different modes, up and down, a variation, chance, random, which I used in this case, the order of the notes, pedal up and down, and pedal up and down. You can set the gate, range, repeat, and variation. So it's pretty straightforward in terms of how it works. And of course, you can generate a very interesting bit. Here you have access to some settings. You can see the version, the sample rate, the buffer size, and the main channel that is used for, the MIDI channel, which is used for the main channel and all for the different voices. This is the menu, as you can see, really, really nice. Okay, so this is Harmonizer in a nutshell. So it's a MIDI generator which you can use, of course, to play around, and for example, in live situation, it's really good. The only thing probably that is missing for me, it doesn't drive drums particularly well. You could try to come up with a solution, but I would say that is not the main use for it. Is more of an advanced arpeggiator in my view. But nevertheless, as you can see in this tutorial, you can use drums separately, and in this case I actually used Digistake, and I have created as you can see, I've used 64 steps, and I have created different patterns, which of course Digistake is actually following. So I will explain a little bit more in an upcoming tutorial in terms of how it works and exactly the notes which are generated for each voice. But for now, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and demonstration. And as always, see you next time.